and then just keep it moving, really. So it is where these lot are concerned. We'll get into Arteta's press conference soon, people, but let me see what you lot have to say, man. Madman, you're always hearing it, bro. You know that London is blue. I don't know what colorblind. It's red to me. You get me? But anyways, Leno is a top quality keeper. Doesn't suit the Prem, in my opinion, due to his poor composure when he has the ball at his feet. I mean, in the modern game, do you stand anywhere? I don't think he's a poor key. I don't think he's poor with his feet at all. But generally, how can you really say someone's a good keeper if they're not composed? Any footballer, if they don't have composure, can they be good? Can you be a striker that ain't got composure at some level? You can't be that. If you're a defender and you're not composed, I get you, but yeah, man. 200 likes, one love. He's not actually that bad, in my opinion. You're talking about Ore, Kalas, man. Kalas. What are you lot saying? Never hated a player more than Xhaka. Never hated a manager more than Arteta. Never hated a person as much as Kroenke. Hate is a strong word. I'd only reserve that hate word for Kroenke. I hate him. I don't hate Xhaka and I don't hate Arteta at all. I can dislike what man are doing, but I wouldn't say hate. Hate, that's a strong word. Chambers can play in midfield, you're right. That athletic article reads like a buff piece. He can play Kolasinac at centre mid. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Xhaka has never worked. Don't understand why people have so much patience and tolerance for him, but are so reluctant to give Maitland-Niles a run in midfield. I get you, but I think they're two different sorts of midfielders. Xhaka, I mean, Maitland-Niles isn't progressive enough with the ball. That's why he probably hasn't been given an opportunity. But I do think there's no middle ground. I do think Xhaka isn't as crap as people make out, and I don't think he's as good as the Xhaka sexuals make out. And I think anytime he's of the stature he is to Arsenal or any team, you're going to be in trouble. And it's not all his fault, but people like that and having foundations to that standard, having that sort of guy in your spine of your team, it tells you what you're going to get. You're going to get a good couple of games, but when it's crunch time, man are going to let you down. And you can only get so far with stuff like this. Big up DG, all Arsenal news by YouTube's Kante, one love. By the way, Aurier is an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan, but I'm an Arsenal fan. You know, that's not a good enough reason, bro. That's what we like to do as a fan base. We think every youngster is Smith Rowe, Saka, then we demand they play but they do it. I couldn't believe that. It's not even just them. It's players as well. Man, you know, at one point, Marie, a lot of Arsenal fans will deny it, but I can go back and we can look at some streams. Man used to say Marie's the best centre half at this club, you know, and I said it then and I'll say it now. It will never be as long as Gabriel's there for all of Gabriel's faults. Now people are saying Marie isn't good. You know, bare Balogun propaganda. Not that he doesn't deserve it. He's a good player. But then people are then turning around and say a man's overrated. Like, stop hyping things. Actually look at things with some fucking analysis. It jars me, especially about young players, because I can't protect them. You know, it's sad. It's the same people that are proclaiming this guy needs to start, this guy's the Messiah, the same man that called them overrated. It's uncontrollable, man. It's jarring. It really does jar me, man. Should Ainsley play centre mid against Norwich? Lokonga and Partey, if them man they are fit for me. The incomings have been very good in the main. Williams sticks in the mind as a real bad one, but they have very handy players. That piece is paid propaganda, also being linked to so many deals that didn't happen. Sounds like thinker. Partey will save us. I hope so. Not on the Shakity. Partey can't save us. No one can save us alone, bro. Big up DG. Thanks for the content, bro. Do you think the Amazon doc had anything to do with the 150 million we spent? Not a clue, but it'll make for good content where we see these players coming into training for the first day and yeah, I pulled out the what? Can you hear me? Yeah, I pulled out the wire. Sorry. Yeah, like I was saying, it will look good for when they're signing, and you know there'll be little snapshots and cutaways of, I guess, asking Odegaard in that documentary why he signed for the club and all of those sort of things. He's not even a natural right back. We signed him to cover for White, lack of aerial ability. I think he's played a number of times at right back to be classed as a natural right back. But I mean, we're gonna learn a lot about him when he actually plays, man. Edu did a good job been saying this time to deliver. Oh, I don't know if he's done a good job. I'm just going off the Athletic article. I think everyone could have pulled their finger out a bit more. If I was Edu, I don't think this reflects my legacy. But if the mandate was to find and source young players, he's done it. And he, like I said, he's given Arteta his first choice targets. Him, Garlic, Kroenke, they've given Arteta his thingy, man. Bro, what's your real name? Chief Keef. Facts, DG, man, loved off Marie. And I don't think Marie's a bad player. My thing is just fans gassing the ting. Like, they're just gassing the ting. Like, Ainsley hasn't impressed when he's played in midfield at Arsenal. He hasn't impressed when he has played in midfield on loan. I don't see a world where this works out as much as people want it to. You never know. I'd like it to. But the thing with Ainsley is like, it's not that the game passes him by. It's like you fit in, but you don't stand out. Like, at least with Joe, you could evidently see a box-to-box man. I think at 24, man, need to know what midfielder you're about. No, I'm not talking about, his physical attributes. He can get up and down. He's decent on the ball. What are you? Because you're not a deep line playmaker because you can't build. That's why you're not in ahead of Xhaka. That's why Torreira wasn't in ahead of Xhaka. They're better players. I'd rather them than Xhaka. And I'm not saying Xhaka's amazing at it, but they're not progressive enough, He's clearly not an attacking done. What are you? He said he wants to play right back. Cool. I do think there's a role here for him, but if this season, if man don't show something and Arteta don't give an opportunity, just sell the man in January in next summer and keep it moving. System, not players, you haters. I mean, why can't it be both? I mean, I haven't said anything about that, so you can't be talking to me. But generally, if someone thinks it's the system, if someone thinks it's the players, let people have their opinions, man. I always tell you, look, don't force your opinions down people. Hit the like button, like Andrew said, man. It's sad when you have nothing more to say. Wondering what Ainsley Maitland-Niles has done wrong. Every time I've seen him play, he puts in a shift. Could be the answer to a load of our problems. I don't know about answer to a load of our problems, but I do think he can complement the side and just be a role. I mean, because of the scrubs we're working with, we could hardly do worse than giving Ainsley a chance in midfield. But I hardly think he's going to be any answer. I can't lie. Leno can be improved on. Too late in the day, man. Man's like 28, 29. You're still young as a keeper, but we're here now. Oh, do you mean improved upon in terms of the keeper or improve in terms of training? But you said, but replacing Xhaka and getting a new striker is top priority, as it should be. Xhaka isn't progressive. I mean, he's not progressive to me, but you can't argue with what your eyes can see. He passes the ball forward than a lot more of our players. And you look at the statistics and you just look at everything, you see he is. He's not what I class as progressive. Is he good enough to be a progressive midfielder in the middle of the park for Arsenal? No. But for me, anyways, but let's not lie. You can tell that on top of this leadership propaganda, that's why Xhaka's there. Let's not cap ourselves. Xhaka passes the ball forward and is more progressive than Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Torreira. They would both play ahead of him for me. But let's not cap it. We don't need to lie. Like when it comes to the football thing, we can have opinions. We don't need to gas it, man. We don't need to gas it. Can I say he takes too many touches? You see, he only passes forward when he tries to find a Bamia and he's too predictable. Again, I'm not here to defend Xhaka, but who passes forward in the team? Full stop. I can't let my eyes lie to me. But not signing a centre mid will prove a massive mistake for me. I don't believe in it. I like Lokonga, but he's a young man. I can't put the weight of the world on your shoulders. The jury's still out, even when Partey's a bad boy. But let's not act like the jury isn't still out on Partey, and he needs to stay fit. El Nene, I don't need to say anything. Granted, you already know my opinions in it. These lot are not 30. Like these lot will let you down. But if this is the bed we've made, we've got to lie in it. Simple as that. It's as simple as that, unfortunately. Please make sure you're all here for my thingy later, people, at 2 p.m. And one love to everyone who was checking out the DG podcast. We're at 350 people, so we've hit the goal. One love to everyone who has hit that like button. If you haven't, keep running it up. Can we get to 400? I respect everyone for that. Appreciative. Honestly, it means the world. Bro, you lot are trying to fight me. I don't rate Xhaka like that. I want Xhaka gone. I want to be improved upon. But I can't sit here and cap and say I don't understand. I can say I don't understand why Xhaka's in the team because I don't. But at the same time, I can understand it. Them man, I'm not passing the ball as forward as him. I have the criticisms of it. I don't agree with it. It's tired, PMAV. Don't try and fight me for your love of Xhaka or me for your hatred of Xhaka people. But let's be real. That's why he's in the team ahead of them. Should he not be? Of course, I'd rather play them. But I can't sit here and cap. They found, like I said, the foundations ain't strong enough. And every time you've been on my live stream, people, I keep talking about midfield, 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 midfield. It's only just drawn on me that DG got a real name and he isn't just called DG, bro, man. Chief Keef, bro. Chief Keef. Let's be honest, the questions over Ainsley has only really been caused by Arteta lies. He's been here for a while now. Ainsley played well right back last season. How many opportunities did he play there, though? And I do agree with the selection and how Arteta treats him. It only looked like he was playing if we went to a back three, but it's not only because of that, if we're honest with you. And it's not just him. He's one of them young players that was there in and around the first team for a second and was like, are you going to take that path now? What's going on? Let's not cap ourselves. Smith Rowe was part of that same group with Joe Willock and them, man, for a second, thinking, is he going to kick on? He got his chance at the end of last season. He took it. He elevated. He's not quite Saka's level, but he's elevated. He's a first teamer. We've got to be honest, man. We don't need to cap. We don't need to cap with ourselves. Ainsley is a toffee and wants to play in Europe. Who do you prefer, Coquelin or Xhaka? Bro, Xhaka's more progressive, but Coquelin, I know what you are. I hate that we're not trying to improve on Xhaka, and this is the sword that these lot want to die on. This is it. If you get Europe or you achieve whatever goals Arsenal have for the season and you get it with these players, what can I say? That's all I want to say. If I can hold my hands up and say, boy, I don't agree with El Nene and Xhaka, but them man are part of it, what can I say? All right, say nothing. That's all football's about. But if it goes the flip way, like it's happening, why are you doing this? Why aren't you upgrading on Xhaka? The club clearly didn't want to upgrade on Xhaka full stop, or they would have done it. It's crazy, man. That's harsh. We care about our Haaland boys. Who cares about Ainsley Maitland-Niles? He's nowhere close to level. That's harsh, man. Shout Ainsley, man. Pardon me. I don't think Balogun's been thrown at the deep end. I'd love for him to be thrown at the deep end, broski. I'd love for him to be thrown at the deep. That's what he needs. Them young strikers have to be out their comfort zone. I think he learned a lot more against Sheffield United than he's learned in any game in a while. Definitely more than when he was scoring against Dundalk. But this is what I'm saying. Is there a real development path for him? Because again, I don't know. Is Eddie and Nketiah going to play ahead of him or whatever? Because you've got Eddie, Martinelli, Balogun, Martinelli, Nketiah, Aubameyang, Lacazette again. And based on Arteta, who knows? You might see Rob Holding play as a false nine. So who knows? Again, he needs to. For me, if I'm Balogun and his advisors, I can't lie. I think you've had a shit season if you don't play at least 20 games. Because I think he's good enough to go and get first team. I'm not saying he's ready to shell up the Premier League, but I think he's at the level he needs to be in a team where you're consistently playing games to develop. There's no point. We ain't even got the little cup games that Joe Willock and Eddie got. There's no point of that. But if the man wants to stay, if the manager's told him he wants to stay and he signed a new deal, fair play. I do think if you're gonna do this Mickey Mouse thing with Balogun, you should have loaned him out. And I'll be interested to see what January has to hold, man. Can you see Arteta playing a back five? Yeah, 100%. I want us to play a back five. I want us to play a four, but we should be able to play a 3 and a 4 at the same time. What's it called? What's that word, man? You smart guys know. Is it simultaneously or something like that? One of them big words there. Therefore can't spell that. To be fair, the club bidded for Locatelli. Very hard to find a midfielder with Xhaka's profile. Xabi Alonso type thing. People overrate Basuma though. I can't lie, I agree, but you're over. I can't lie, that's blasphemy, bro. You can't be having the same name with Xhaka and Xabi Alonso. It ain't very hard. Come on now. It isn't hard to find a midfielder that can get a ball in an 8 that can pass the ball forward. They're dotted around. I don't think the club ever wanted to go for goal. You're right, though. They did bid for Locatelli. I don't think they ever wanted to really go for this Ruben Neves thing. Basuma is a completely different profile. Trevor, you're gassing the Xhaka team. I might have uncovered the leader of the Xhaka sexuals, though. I love you, my bro, but hey, the way you're gassing him, very hard to find a midfielder with Xhaka's profile. I bet you, bro, you must be with Arteta in the training ground, gassing him still. I can't lie, that one there is a gasses, man. Love for that one, though. You're gassing him. I think Sambi can be our guy, fair play, but I don't think that's his profile. He's more of a party. Whenever midfielders come to this club, the lines get blurred. Man, were ready to tell me Partey can do all these forward passing. I said, yeah, I hear that, but his primary job is to get in there, win the ball back, and be box to box. No, I hear what you're saying, Trevor, but I see what you're going with, man. I see it, but man, if I chill off with that one, man. He didn't to be fair, he didn't compare him to Xabi Alonso. I see what he means in the deep line playmaker role, but yeah, man. Locatelli chose Juventus bench over starting for Arsenal, bro. You want to start with a team in 8th, or you want to learn from Maximiliano Allegri and all of these things? Madman, I love all the banter, Arsenal and Chelsea, whatever, but it's coming like you've got a fetish for man, bro. Like, how many times are you gonna say the same thing? Like, come on, man. Be like S and come with some new material. Just moving weird, bro. Thoughts on Sophie and Diop? I haven't seen him for a while, but from what I remember, very diminutive. Needs to improve in stature and whatnot. DG, what's your ideal choice of a new centre mid? I watch you every day, and you don't seem convinced with a pivot of Basuma and Partey because of what they had to attack. You prefer an hour, right? I'd prefer, my man said a Locatelli, hour if he's taught to play there, someone like that to go with him, because I'm taking Basuma. We've got injuries. Basuma slots in. Basuma's a good player. He can win the ball back. He's aggressive. One thing I don't really like is sometimes you see Xhaka helping with the press. Basuma can do that. The problem now is if we're playing against a team that's a low block or whatever, I don't think Basuma has enough. I don't think a Basuma, and a Partey partnership, or a Lokonga and Partey partnership has enough, to do a bit of everything, really. It can help us. There's games you're going to need that. I'm not saying you don't, but I just think it's not enough. They don't complement each other. They do, but they're too similar. I don't know why Arsenal didn't go for Saul. Probably ain't trying to hear this, man. We ain't got European trying to hear that. Stop spamming, bro. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to block you. We're not out here for this, man. He's a good player, man. Hopefully he can continue that, man. Bro, our summer started off wavy, innit? Locatelli, Aouar, Grealish, Camavinga. To be fair, them names there, we knew we weren't getting their minutes. I'm not going to get onto KSC. Madison, I'm not going to get onto KSC about that. Bro, the spammers are gone, bro. Don't watch that. Chelsea doing all right now, but Tommy Tickle will be off to a big club next season. Would you take Cesc back from Monaco? Bro, at this point, Cesc, Henry, Vieira, someone chat to Bergkamp, Ian Wright, dead match of the day, come and play for Arsenal, bro. Get them all back at this moment. Give them 2 weeks to get fit and start running them, man. If we could, to go back, Bruno Guimaraes, if he could come to this club, it could have been calm, man. Are you doing an England review from last night, DG? No, I'm not. But I touched on England in my DG podcast, and obviously the moments that overshadowed it, unfortunately. Partey was looking dodgy at a time. But at the same time, I think Partey looked a bit better without Granit Xhaka. It looked like he had more clarity over what he wants to do. So for me, if Arteta wants to play Xhaka and Partey, cool, do your thing. Just make it work. Because I don't care about my ideologies. I think Xhaka and Partey isn't good enough. But if you show me it's good enough to get your goals, calm. Arsenal should be all right then. It is what it is. This is what I hate about football. Too many people want to be loyal to their opinion than the club. I don't believe in Arteta right about now. There was a time I did, because you were showing me things to believe in. Right now, I don't. If you start showing me things to believe in again, all right, cool. I don't know what you was doing them times, but you're back now. Certain people have made their beds and lied in it, and I just think it's wrong, man. It's just wrong, but fair play, man. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong about Arteta. I want to be wrong about Arteta, really and truly. I want to look back at this period and say, yo, we was moving mad, and let's move it. Because at the same time, it's only 3 games. As much as it's all doom and gloom and things, and I still don't think Arsenal are going to do a madness, it's only 3 games. Now, we can sit here and feel sorry for ourselves and woe is me and whatnot, or we can actively try to move forward. Now, if these boys want to actively move forward, the coach wants to move serious, I still don't believe in us, but things can move forward. We can look better. My problem is the nonsense we go on with. So I want them to get it right, but like anyone, the only person I don't care if he gets it right or wrong is Kroenke. But yeah, man, I want to be wrong about Edu as well. I want to be wrong about some of these players. The problem is you've been here too long now. I don't even think it's one of them ones. Like when people were screaming for Balogun to be getting played last season, suddenly after the Brentford game, he is trash. Football fans so reactionary. They just live on one extreme to another, man. I mean, all the Guendouzi stuff is done. Like he's going to Marseille on a permanent, allegedly, man. Do you think Ainsley Maitland-Niles truly has a chance with us this season? I mean, if you don't get a chance now, something's wrong in it, because we're down to our bare bones, literally down to the bare bones. Bro, Locatelli would have been great. I don't think we'll see Guendouzi back in the team, if you're asking me that. He's gone, man. It's just a case of what if. Even Eddie could get his kit on. Eddie, you need to. He's the only exception. Just bust out, man. Sol needs to come in and pattern up the defenders, bro. Sol needs to slot himself in the middle of the back three, bro. Like quickly, just slot himself in that middle of that back three. Organize that up and do your thing, man. Maybe then we'll look half decent, man. Well, I'll back him over Pablo Marie. Man needs to stop going to Twitter comments for perception and create their own. But we live in a bubble, man. We live in a bubble. People don't value their own opinions. This is why I love my little community, because you see, we have healthy debate. No one's right, no one's wrong. I just tell you, lot, make sure you're thinking in it. Just think. I would have liked the Atlanta fullback. I can't say Joshim's name, but that one there is gone in it. I think Højbjerg is much better than Partey. Arsenal got. All right, bro. DG, who's your favorite prospect to watch outside of English football? Asu Fati, Pedri, Karim Adeyemi, Gavi of Barcelona. There's quite a few. Ryan Cherky of Lyon. Put me on the spot, man, but I said a few names there, innit? But yeah, man, Karim Adeyemi. Look, my man beat me to it. Like, there you have it, bro. That's probably the top. Bro, I just can't wait to say I told you so, Arsenal, when he signs for Bayern Munich, in my opinion, man. Looking forward to see Gabriel back. We missed it. He scored a decent finish yesterday. Little volley thing, he scored a decent little finish against Brentford. Some of the strikers would have been proud. Lacazette probably could have added a couple as well. Reckon Xhaka comes straight back in after suspension. I hope, listen, in general, I hope it's difficult for places. There was a time last season Xhaka got dropped because other people were doing their thing. But when suspension is served, I think he's slotting straight back in personally, because he's clearly central to Arteta's plans. He's as vital to Arteta's plans. This is Arteta, not me. When he's looking at his team, he's saying, boom, Leno, well, Ramsdale right now, but Leno, Ben White, or historically, Leno, Xhaka, Tini, Saka. It's them things there. They're the most vital guys. Verts is a baller as well. Big up my members. Leon Bailey has said, yo, what go on with the 700 plus people and only 400 likes? What's going on, people? You lot are being silly, man. You are positive, mate. I like that. David, I appreciate that, but I wouldn't say I'm positive or negative, man. I just talk about what's in front of me. Simple as that. And when things are going positive, I always try and pardon me, keep in mind that, things can go wrong. Keep a steady head. When things are going wrong, things can go right. But for me with Arsenal, it's about when I truly look at you lot on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever, and I look like you're taking active steps to success, it is what it is. Again, it might be a dark example, but it might be a drug addict. Yeah, they've taken that day. This is the day they've said we're not smoking food no more. It's not gonna get better, but they're trying in it until they've made that active step to want to do this. To want to get better. It's one of them ones, man. Positive Guna. Deluded Parisian, mate. He is positive, but not toxic positive. And that's it, Lewis. People don't understand, man. People will and this is the thing about YouTube. People will gravitate to what they want to hear. I know some of you probably, at first, you didn't want to hear certain things, but you listened, So, yeah, man, I'm as positive as I can be. I can't sit here and be ridiculously negative or ridiculously positive. I know that's the ish that sells, and that's the ish that gets you the subscribers and things. But I don't listen. I'm all about integrity in it. I wouldn't be able to go to bed knowing I'm carrying on like that personally. I mean, to go back, someone said Gravenbeck as well. Throw that one in there. Can't be blindly positive, man. Like all these reasons I've said for Arsenal not doing bits. I have hope that if you lot switch on, you can make things tougher for people. I'll tell you, you should look stressed. When I think the only time you're not stressed as a manager is them first 2 weeks of the season being done, and then you got to start probably getting onto the transfer market and things like that. So yeah, man, when are you never gonna be stressed as a manager? You think this Amazon documentary is having an effect on the players? Well, maybe it's making them uncomfortable to speak in the dressing room, but I don't know because I'm not really there. I don't know where I don't know where the cameras are. I don't know, but it might do. Would you have made Torreira part of your squad if you were manager? Quasi, probably, but it's with Torreira, man. I have to question his commitment. I would have. Torreira's my guy, innit? But I would have probably clipped him because you're not on this. You made a big song and dance for a variety of reasons about Arsenal and all these things. It's time to get out of here, man. I wish United had an Amazon documentary. Yeah, I think every club, if not Amazon documentary, every club will start doing this behind the scenes stuff and whatnot. That's me anyways, because it's a little gold, it's a little gold mine. Who do you think is captain material apart from Tini? Well, I wouldn't make you captain, but you're Norway captain, so Odegaard. I think Lokonga's got a good mentality. No one's gonna probably hear it, but I wouldn't make him captain for me. But I think Holding's actually got leadership qualities. I can't lie to you. I can't lie. And I wouldn't make him captain either, but